You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's Sunday on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Sylving. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. It's kind of fun moving it around now. It's like having a snake dancing with how fluid it looks. Good, your movement is getting better. Now, try keeping it still. It's actually a bit harder to do that. I have to anticipate the way it wants to move on its own, and apply counter motion in precise amounts. It takes my complete focus, but at least I can keep it frozen in its current place. If not just in any place. It's also kind of twitchy, like it's hocked up on caffeine or Mikkel with a Sylving trinket. You're doing a great job, Aron. I think that should be enough practice with your tail for today. Now that you have better control over it, we can go back to practicing your stride and posture. Shouldn't take more than a few hours. I nearly fall over hearing that. A few hours? And he wasn't joking. We really did spend hours just walking around on the training ground. I can't maintain my noble posture anymore, no matter how many reminders Agnar gives me. My back just hurts too much, so that's when we call it quits. The last set of exercises he has me do involve yoga, or something like yoga. He has me balancing on one foot while holding my arms in a Y shape. It's actually really hard to keep from wobbling, even with my tail pitching in for a change. I have never worked out this much in a single sitting in all my life. Not even for gym class. I thought becoming a lion would give me more stamina and agility, but my homebody is still out of breath. It's difficult to continue with how much my back and leg muscles ache. Don't lock your knee and just land on your foot. Let your entire leg catch your weight. He's standing close, hands hovering over my waist as I hop from foot to foot. It's slow going and tedious. I barely have the strength for it at this point. Please, can we be done now? Almost, just try holding a bit. Ah! My knees give out and I fully expect to faceplant in the dirt, but instead I'm met with a face full of fur. Agnar catches me in his arms as my face buries itself in his chest hair. His torso feels firm and warm. I quickly pull away. Guess you're right. That's enough training for one day. He puts me back on my feet with ease. It's like being swaddled in a heating blanket when Agnar held me in his arms. I'm still hot in the face and ears. Sorry about that. My knee gave out and my legs were too weak to catch myself. Think nothing of it. I'm here to catch you when you stumble, after all. I'm impressed by how long you held out during our training session. You didn't twist your ankle when you fell, did you? I give my foot a few twists. Aside from being tired, I don't feel any pain. No, it feels alright. I just need a minute to rest my legs. They feel all jelly-like right now. Good, then we'll leave when you're ready. Agnar turns to the sky, shielding his eyes as he gazes towards the setting sun. We've made good progress today. I'm afraid to say I lost track of time. Like a certain fox with glasses? Maybe. Do you know what time it is? It's around the 13th hour. The what? The 13th hour. The sun is setting. I must tell time differently here. Mikkel really should have started with the basic things like this. I'll have to add it to the curriculum. I'm not sure what you mean by the 13th hour. 13th after what? Second meal. Water time. The count begins when the sun rises and naturally changes with the seasons. It means that there have been 13 hours of daylight so far today. I look up at the sun. It's already an orange disk, so it doesn't hurt too much to look at. So you guys look up at the sky to tell time? Our ancestors have done this since the dawn of time, so it's natural to learn to read the sun and shadows. I feel a sense of dread coming on. I'm gonna have to learn this too, aren't I? The wolf gives me an apologetic smile, pretty much confirming it. No! Excuse me. Don't worry, I'll make sure to remind Lord Mikkel to go through it tomorrow. You don't have to worry about that today. Today was hard. Tell you what, you've earned a treat. I'll ask Brum to fix you something special tonight. I smile. He's right, today was hard. But I persevered and came out on top. After a long day like this, I've definitely earned a treat. Hey, would it be alright if I go there with you? I would like to stay and eat there this time. Going back to the house doesn't sound all too appealing right now. I feel like I've spent way too much time there. I've been working all day, so I might as well live a little and be there when it's full. Are you sure? There's probably many there already, having supper. We might not even be able to get a table with how crowded it usually gets. I know, but I'm honestly looking forward to that. I want to see how it's like. They might not even notice me in the crowd. I had a great time at the inn yesterday. Makes me want to go back there and have a good time if I can. Brum also said someone named, Gertrude is working there in the evening, so I would like to meet her too. We can see how well my walking holds up on the way there, to see how much I've improved. Well, as long as you believe you can manage it, then I don't see why not. We return to the village and weave our way through the streets. The evening light casts long shadows and the crystal lamps aren't lit yet. We get to the street with the Golden Hills Inn, having only passed a few others. My legs are pretty tired, but I can definitely feel that my stride has improved. I didn't recognize it before, but I had a wide, awkward gait, like I've been riding a pony for too long. There's still some swaying at times, and my tail doesn't always behave itself, but at least I'm upright. I'm upright and stable. I'm pretty lucky for getting so much help from the big wolf. Don't know how far I could have gotten if I had been on my own. Just as we're about to hop up the steps, a rabbit bursts out the door. He wears an apron like Jacob with traces of white powder stuck on it, about the same height as well, being just a little shorter than me. I remember that they talked about Jacob's dad yesterday, so this must be him. I can see some gray fur patterns on him, having some resemblance. He looks straight up at the big wolf before his piercing stare drifts away. Evening, Soren. I heard your pretzels are selling well this year. That's good. The rabbit's nose curls a bit, blatantly ignoring the wolf standing right before him. His eyes then bore straight through me. I flinch and shrink away. His cold stare scares me somewhat. You're that twitchy little out-of-towny everyone can't shut up about. He looks me up and down, seemingly unimpressed by what he's seeing. He's shorter than me, but his attitude and powerful build are enough of a warning not to mess with him. The grumpy rabbit rolls his eyes and dons the most smug, unimpressed look possible as he stares down at me. Never heard of your family name before. Son of a Thane, I suppose? Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, we're back. Let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay. Nothing but a low-born wannabe spunk. Soren! Agnar takes a step towards Soren, towering over him, but the rabbit is completely unfazed by Agnar's warning chide. Instead, he keeps his focus locked on me. I don't care what it's like where you're from. Here, lions have some self-respect. Ours don't butcher their manes. I reach behind my ears to feel my narrow mohawk-like mane. I guess lions usually have more fur around their heads, but it's not like I chose this. I just came out like this when I woke up. Where's your clown outfit? If this is all you have to say, then it's better you leave before I make you leave. Cram it, Wolf. You're just this lowborn's guardian bitch for the week. You have no right to belittle him like that. You have no idea what he's been through. If he's with you, then he's nothing but trouble. Agnar stands firm and starts growling loud as he shows his teeth, his hackles raised and muscles tensed. It's as if he's on the verge of punching Soren right in the muzzle. Soren, you can't keep spitting on everyone I associate with just because of your beef with me. And stop wasting my son's time with all your flights of fancy, and leave him be. And stop wasting my time as well. Jesus Christ. What are the men in this town eating? Before this turns into a brawl between the two of them, a familiar big bear opens the door and greets us warmly. Oh, Lord Aron and Agnar, good to see you two this evening. He gives me a curt nod before stepping outside. He's carrying 2 sacks of what I can only assume is flour over one shoulder. Here you go, Soren, same as always. Brum passes down the sacks, the rabbit hefting them with ease, one over each shoulder. As he came, he's already scurrying down the street, huffing as he trudges away from the inn. Man, what a grump. I can see now why Agnar wanted to avoid him so much yesterday. He's a real piece of work. Brum catches the door as it was lazily swinging shut. He dusts off his paws to clear them of any remaining flour and then regards us. So, what would the two of you like to eat? I'll see if there's a clean kettle laying around here somewhere. No, not this time, Brum. Lord Aron would like to dine here this evening. Huh! I'm glad to hear it. My cooking must be really something, huh? But I'm afraid all the tables are taken, and I don't think any will be available for a while. This is the busiest time of day. There are 2 seats by the counter, but I'm sure our lord here would rather have a proper table to eat at. What's wrong with us sitting there? I mean, the table would be more comfortable, but it's not like it doesn't have its own charm. I don't mind sitting at the counter. I'm honestly not that picky about where I sit. That's what I like to hear. Glad to see a lion like yourself ain't afraid to get comfortable with us simpler folk. If you insist, then we'll take our meals by the counter today. All right, come right in and I'll lead you 2 to your seats. Oh, wow. He leads us around the crowded seating area to the bar. Already I'm kind of overwhelmed by all the smells, sights, and sounds inside. So many different entrees, animal kinds, partying, drinking, and laughter. Some tables are laughing, others weeping and commiserating. All in all, it's really loud. The tale of a little lion. Okay. I also can't help but notice just how many deer are the size of Agnar and Brum. Okay, maybe not all the way to Brum's size, but still, the majority may be what I consider normal, but giants are far from uncommon. After Brum has led us to 2 vacant spots at the end of the bar, he walks behind the counter and makes his way into the kitchen. I'm sitting at the end of the row, leaving Agnar to take the seat next to me. He wasn't kidding, this place is really packed. It's nothing compared to how it'll be when the hunt begins. I would wait for Brum to return. I turn in my seat to take to people watching. I try to be subtle about it, not focusing on one person for too long. Men and women, short and tall, thin and thick, hairy and scaly, all under one roof. Can't even count how many there are in the crowd. They really are a bunch of party animals, all having a good time, enjoying the place and its drinks. Looking around and to take in the revelry, my eyes pick up on a set of flowing golden locks sweeping through the crowd like the wind. I turn back as I hear Brum come out of the kitchen, wearing his usual big smile. All right, my lord, do you know what you'd like, or would you like to hear what we got on the menu? I didn't really think about what I want. I'm pretty much down for whatever's given to me. What would you recommend? Is there a house special? Well, you saw I just got my bread for the day. If you'd fancy, I can carve out a loaf and make you a bread bowl lapskos. Agnar's ears flick up right. He sits up straighter and snaps his head as if he just spotted the world's biggest tennis ball. You made lapskos? Agnar's tail is wagging like crazy, hitting my hips with its fluff. I must really love this dish. Huh, I did. Got a good deal from the meat from the butcher recently. Stocked up on the fixins for it since it's been a while. I know how much you like my lapskos. Sure, let's order that. All right, so that's 2 bowls. Make it 3. Huh, of course. I'll be right out. What you want for drinks? I'll take my usual. You got it. And you, Lord Aron? I'll take the cider I had last time. He reaches under the bar and places 2 tankards on the counter. Then he turns on the spot to snatch up a wide jug from the shelf. Without missing a beat, he pops off the cork with a claw and pours my cider from a great height. Next, he puts the second tankard against the tap on the small barrel set on the lowest shelf. I can hear the satisfying sound of liquid fill the tankard, and he hands the beer to Agnar. Sounds like you only ever eat Brum's cooking. Hey, like I said, he's the best cook I know. But more importantly, a great man. He opens up to everyone that wanders through that door, regardless of how bad their troubles have been. Even that grumpy old rabbit? Like, no. Ha! Now that would be the day. He stifles a chuckle, taking a swig at his tankard. Ha! By the elders, Brum's tried. But there's no changing Soren or getting on his good side. Their personalities couldn't be any more different. Still, he's probably the only person he doesn't go out of his way to insult. I actually can't remember ever seeing Soren yell at him. Agnar spots something in the crowd, no doubt benefiting from the fact that he can see clear over most folk. He waves a pause as to flag someone down. Gertrude, come here! I'm busy, hun. I'll be there in a jiffy. Ah, so the golden wisp swimming right through the crowd is the fabled beauty of Dalset. I see a glimpse of... Oh, she got some arms on her. I see a glimpse of her back as she turns. She's a lot shorter than I'd imagined. She has an hourglass figure, complemented by long, luscious, wavy blonde hair that seems to float through the air. Brum described her as something of a seductress, but I'm afraid she'll have no luck with me. She's got the moves, though, I'll give her that. She flows through the crowd with such elegance you'd think she was dancing. Every turn, a pop and lock of the hips. Every twist is accompanied by a smoldering stare. As I continue to stare, hoping to get a chance glance at her face, Agnar leans in and whispers, "For real estate." She's quite the beauty, isn't she? Must be hard to look away when you first see her. Oh, yeah, she's very pretty. You better guard your heart. She may be without a mate, but she doesn't seem interested to have one. She turns away everyone who confesses their love to her. That I don't have to worry about. I'm sure she's nice, but my type is men. Sorry, Gertrude. I just don't get on her bad side. I've lost count of how many patrons she's thrown right out the door with her own paws. Her? Throwing people? With her size? Are you serious? I am. She may look delicate, but she'll knock you flat if you don't treat her right. Seriously, what are these guys eating? What sort of steroids are they putting in the water? And can I get some? I scan the crowd to try and find Gertrude again, but she seems to have disappeared. I do, however, spot a few more looky-loos staring in my direction. So, how many of the people in here do you know? I'd say less than half of them. I've lived in Dalset a good while, but there are a lot of out-of-town folk in here today. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all if I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silver, and thank you going above and beyond. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks to our 2 gold tier patrons, Zeke and Toby. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names and credits, get access to all of our not safe for work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!